Hamm, Jon. Actor. Nemesis. You'll never convince me to like Jon Hamm. I admit it, he was great on Mad Men and deserved the Emmy that they finally gave him on his last season. But that's it. And I get that this makes me the loner. I know it, that she stands alone. Pretty much in any group I've ever been in, when I start bitching about Hammy, people act as if I've just strangled Jesus or Jesus' puppy. But I've known him since before Mad Men. See, he's bros with some of the comedy guys I know, and I have to say the vibe I've always gotten from him is cold, kind of disrespectful in general, in particular towards me. But you know what? I'm suggesting he's one of those hot guys who's like mildly funny, but actually thinks he's comedian level funny. You know the type. There's probably one in your office or your family. He just like reeks of that. It's like a little bit of an entitled air. So when Hammy wants to be funny, he's, well, not. And again, I'm not saying he hasn't been good in his comedy appearances on 30 Rock and stuff, but in my experience, the harder he tries to be funny, the more he's not funny. To me. Case in point, a dinner at the legendary talent agent Sue Menger's house, in which I was privileged to be invited. It was, I think, only 8 people there, and one of them was the great Jack Nicholson. So when Hammy showed up, I swear to God, inside I was like, oh, great. He even says to me, he goes, "What are you doing here?" I go, I earned my seat at the table. What are you doing here? All right, so he was still in hair and makeup. He had just come from the set of Mad Men, and he was directing the episode as well as acting in it. And yeah, I know he's talented, blah, blah. Anyway, he proceeded to get very drunk during the coffee table portion, and then it was time for dinner. Sue sat Hammy next to me, which was uncomfortable, but I wasn't going to bother her. But at least Jack Nicholson was there, and I could focus on hopefully getting to know one of the great actors of our time. Then Jack, who usually directs whatever he's saying to seemingly like the world at large, he actually focused on me. And he went off on this tangent about Rupert Murdoch almost getting a pie in the face during a parliamentary hearing in England. You can look up the clip. Anyway, I was asking Jack about why he was so interested in this. And he started doing an imitation of Murdoch, the right-wing media mogul. And I was in heaven. And then Hammy picks that moment when Jack Nicholson is talking to me to start whispering like boozy, stupid, yammering attempts at jokes in my ear. So the first one was, your Emmy isn't a real Emmy. I was like, whatever. So I kind of just ignored him. Then the next one, he just goes, "You're so old." I just swear to God, I said out of the side of my mouth, I go, "Not now." And then he kept going. Stuff like, "Do you know how old you look?" Finally, I just fucking snap. I just turn, I go, "Look, you can't keep up. You're outclassed. Zip it. Jack's talking." I laid down the law. Nicholson kind of noticed, by the way, which was really funny. He said this funny thing I'll never forget, because every so often I would sass back at one of those dinners. And one time Nicholson goes, "Wow, you got balls. I've been at these dinners before where it doesn't work out for the person." Which I thought was funny. All right, but the impression I got from Hammy was, it was almost as if he was thinking, like, I'm not going to let her have this moment. And I'll never forgive him for stealing a moment with Jack Nicholson from me. And look, I've been told I'm too old and not funny by lots of people, including hot guys. But, don't do it when I'm in an intimate conversation with frickin' Jack Nicholson. An opportunity I figured I'd probably never get again. And that's probably the real reason I can't stand Hammy. The double whammy of cruel but not even playful comments and just bad timing. Look, he's not a comedian, folks, okay? Hopefully done with the drink, but probably still, a little Don Drapery. I'll always admit that I get a perverse joy in making him a nemesis because it simply hasn't been done by anyone else, all right? I have cornered the market on convincing the jury that there is at least reasonable doubt regarding Mr. Hamm's character.